Why do people protest for gay rights in Qatar by going to Qatar for FIFA? Quiet protest is invisible. If no one noticed, it's not a protest. I'd think you could still protest by not going. Actually seems more effective. It's called a boycott. If the protesters had a following, as is claimed, they should gather them all to not go and support the country they are protesting. I don't really think people understand that it's seldomly effective to protest. It's gonna have to get violent. Let's be serious. Throughout history, changes have rarely been made with peace. Not saying I like it, but we're not there yet. Thank you so much actually for standing up and speak. I was gonna ask that question, but basically I was too afraid to ask. Well, people are all for workers' rights allegedly while typing this out on their new iPhones made under horrific conditions, to be fair. It's funny how people aren't realizing that many countries still have bans on gay rights, some of which are a death sentence. I'm guessing school failed again. Buying Nike shoes and burning them is a waste of money, but the effects are still substantial. Even you are aware of the protest happen. You understand the reason why. And that's the point of protesting. Exposure. For World Cup, or FIFA, the government did a lot to secure the games to be held there and televised. They're not likely to black out the games or cancel the games because of people protesting and or showing support for gay rights, so it's a near guarantee that the protest and actions in support for gay rights will be televised by the government, claiming that using an event like FIFA, which is allegedly using, essentially, slave labor, is hypocritical. But the damage is done. They're just using an available resource, FIFA, to get their protests exposed to a larger group. This doesn't mean that they support slave labor and doesn't invalidate the issues around it. Because eyes are there, so while you are technically giving them money, you're in return getting extreme exposure and forcing their hand. Do they act and silence you while on the world stage or let you protest? Burning purchased products isn't an apt comparison because it's a single-person operation. Nike won't stop it because the shoes are a product. But Qatar isn't. It's a country full of nuance and rules and an array of people, so protesting leads to multiple outcomes. Burning a shoe always results in a shoe being burnt. And again, the exposure. It's like protesting Dr. Phil by being in the audience on a live show. You could burn a stand-up of him in a vacuum, or get on the live show and disrupt it there during it, reaching an audience. Social media and the internet allow you to avoid things you don't want. But when protests reach common spaces like sports matches, you can't as easily tune it out. That's why the flag kneeling was so divisive. Because those who didn't agree with it couldn't tune it out because it was now part of sports. Easy because they want football. People will take care of themselves first or what matters to them. But they will not do their best for others. It's all dumb. Don't think about it too much. Well, you're not paying Qatar any money by turning up there. So it really isn't like buying Nike shoes. What this is taking the fight to their doorstep, where they can't easily ignore it. Virtue signaling? They do it to be center of attention. They're doing it for themselves, not for the excuse they claim they support. Are the people in Qatar who are gay not also owed human rights? Repressive nations like Qatar are full of people with limited view of the outside world. It's good to show them what real societies think about important issues like this, should they ever want to rise out of their medieval culture. Because they're stupid. To really protest against slave labor, you need to do more than simply don't watch the World Cup. Really more, or is just hypocrisy.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. SuspiciousKebab is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.